name is Cindy. Thank you for coming to this channel. My name is Cindy, and welcome to my morning car chat. And this video this channel is all about teacher ideas. And I'm a teacher. I teach math in seventh grade and up at a private school, and I am driving to school right now, and I live in New Hampshire. Hey, Kelly, thank you for coming to this video. I really appreciate it. So I am on my way to school, and it's sunny, but as you can see, I have a warm coat on because it is cold. It's supposed to go up to like 48 degrees today. So we're not going to be getting 60 like we did yesterday. Oh my goodness. Yesterday started out really kind of cold, but it turned out so beautiful. In the afternoon, it was 60 degrees. The students went outside at the end of the day. We set up a volleyball net and they were able to play volleyball. And so it was a lot of fun. And actually, we did the ski club during the winter, and excuse me, we are doing intramural volleyball this for the next few weeks. And at the end of the day, we've split the high school and junior high into teams, and they're going to play against each other. So that should be kind of fun. Some of the kids are kind of nervous because they don't know how to play very well. And there's not going to be a lot of practice time. So we'll see how it goes. But yesterday was a practice round, and it looked like they had a lot of fun. And that's what we can do with a small school. It is sunny today, beautiful. A few clouds in the sky, but it looks like it's going to be clear skies today. And yeah, I can see the sun like just shining through my window. And there are buds on the trees. I can see them like as I'm driving. It looks like, I can see just trees that don't have leaves, and you can just see little red buds at the end of the limbs. That's exciting. That's a sign of growth, and spring is coming. Hello, good morning. Thank you for coming to my car chat. My name is Cindy, and I'm a teacher, and I'm on my way to school. And I live in New Hampshire, in northern New Hampshire, up in the USA, not quite to Canada yet. We're right before Maine and then Canada. So I am on my way to school, and I teach kids math in school. So it's been a good year, and I really like it because I'm able to um, teach the same kids year after year because it's a small private school. And yeah, hello, thank you for coming, and I appreciate your scrolling on through my channel here today. And thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It is April 16th, and sometimes I get people from faraway places onto this live video, which is kind of fun. Let me know where you're from, and let me know what the weather is like where you are. In New Hampshire, we get very distinct seasons, and we are kind of trying to get to spring, but one day it's cold, one day it's warm, and it goes back and forth. So it's kind of interesting this time of year. But on Sunday, it's Easter, so I hope it's nice on Easter. So I sub. Okay, yeah, I've never really done much. Well, I did do substitute teaching way back, and it was really nice. But that was before the world went crazy. I hear lots of crazy things going on. I do not teach in the public school. I teach in a school where the kids are actually pretty good. They're pretty well behaved. And, it's a small school, and it works out really well. It's 40 this morning, but getting up to the 60s. Okay, that's great. And Kelly's in Virginia, so she's halfway down to where my kids live. I'm actually going down to South Carolina in May because my daughter is graduating from college. And so it's very exciting. We did homeschool, and she was fifth grade, I believe it was, when I started going back to school. And she was amazing. Like, even when I homeschooled, she would tell people that we didn't really do anything for homeschooling. But I mean, she did not even really need to do first grade work. I just had her read a lot of books. She had a math book. She just read so much that she did way more than any first grader would do. And so she told people we didn't do anything. But we also had a neighbor back then when my kids were in the middle grades there, elementary school, and she homeschooled her two kids. And she had a boy that was about the age of my two boys, Ben and Paul, and she had a girl that was Lily's age. And she was a teacher, so she would have them come over and she would teach them stuff. Like, they did a whole series on the United States, and they made like a folder, and they learned all the states and capitals and made a project. They did the New Hampshire history with her. They did different types of studies, and so that was really fun. And it was within walking distance, so they could just like, I'd be like, the kids are coming, and she would let me know when they arrived, and she would tell me what they were doing, of course, because I had other kids at home too, right? So they had a lot of fun with them, and then they moved, so that was really sad. They moved, and so that was over. It was a big loss. They did a lot together. They were all best friends. And so that was a good period of time though, and it was a lot of fun. It was a great way to do our homeschool, and that was really fun. How do your students address you? They call me Mrs. Bennett. That's my name. And my kids call me mom. I have 13 kids at home, so I was used to being mom all the time. So I don't hear mom quite so much as I used to, which is kind of sad. Students address teachers by their first name. Oh, interesting. Very good. Yeah, I don't really know that much about the schools in Russia, although I have friends in this country from Russia, and I know that the education, and one person that I met that grew up in Russia has like the slide rule thing to do his multiplication tables, and I really want to get one. They have them on Amazon. I haven't bought one. I should buy one. Maybe I'll buy one today. But he was telling me about how they would do calculations so much faster, and even faster than a calculator. The slide rule thing was. So obviously, I believe in memorizing the multiplication tables, but that slide rule thing is something I had never seen before. So as a math teacher, I would like to investigate that. So thank you guys for coming to my channel. I really appreciate it. The sky is really pretty this morning, and we have plans. We have school today. I have in the middle of the day, I have a tutoring student that I will tutor today. I tutor the student 3 times a week, and it's about all I can handle really with my busy schedule. And we do not have State House session today, this week. So, but I do have Friday off. So Friday, I am actually planning on getting up early, which is hard for me on a regular day. But I want to get up early and head to the beach to meet my friend for prayer time. And Friday is a good day. Like during the summer, I'll meet up with my friends on Fridays and go to the beach because it is so beautiful and it is so peaceful. And nobody's there really early in the morning. So I just love it. Where I live, we live near the public beach, and when you try to go to the ocean when it's warm, it's usually packed. And so I kind of stayed away from there because I have little kids, or had kids all, I'm not bringing my whole group of kids to the beach with a whole bunch of people. And, I just felt like that would be really stressful. But we would take them in the evening sometimes and just run along the shore and stuff and enjoy the beach area, but in the evening. I had never really thought about going early in the morning until my son had me driven to work, and he worked near there. So I got up early. He didn't have his own car, and I would drive him to work. And then I thought, hey, I'm close to the beach. Why don't I try going by the beach and see what it's like? And it was amazing. I'm like, why did I not think of this before? So I did that quite a bit after that discovery. And then I had some friends that said, hey, a group of us are going to be praying down at the beach on Friday mornings if you want to meet up with us. So when I had a Friday free, I went, and it was just such a blessing. So I'm going to do that this week, and I'm looking forward to it. It's usually like nobody there. There are meters there, and you have to pay to park, but you don't have to pay before 8 o'clock. So the first time I went, I was like, "Where do I pay?" And they said, "Oh, you don't have to pay until it's 8 o'clock." So I was like, "This is amazing!" So you can just drive right up close and just park and make sure you're out by 8. So we might do breakfast or something like that. For me, mathematics has always been a very difficult subject. Yeah, that's what most people say. Yeah, I know. It's difficult for me too. I guess I just really like the challenge, and I like trying to figure things out. And you really have to put your brain into a special mode that is different than any other class, really. And you have to be willing to kind of like think things through and do those mental gymnastics in order to stick to it. And two, it could be that sometimes um, if it's too hard, like when I first came to this school, one of the classes wanted to start with Algebra 1. And I walked in, I was like, these kids are not ready for Algebra 1. We're going to be like, you know, torturing ourselves the whole year. So I talked the principal into going back a year to like pre-algebra. And that was the best idea ever because I said they should be able to do a page a day, learn a little something new, and move on and not be totally stressed out. And it worked. They did great. And then I taught them the next year Algebra 1, then I taught them geometry, and they were good to go. So thank you for coming to my video, and thanks for the thumbs up. Thank you. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And thank you for saying hi. Thank you for the comments. It's a beautiful spring day, although it's kind of cold. I have my warm coat on today. It looks like it's going to be a really nice day, lots of sun. And we had up into the 60s yesterday, so that was really nice for this time of year. So it's April, and gardeners are getting their gardens ready and cleaning up. Spring cleaning is underway around here. See a lot of landscaping trucks and vehicles going around with trying to do spring cleanup. And then it's going to be planting time, the end of May. This car behind me is really anxious to move along, just moving right along. Get to work. So the way I look at it is it's better to get there safely than to try to, try too hard to get ahead of someone. I don't know what they're doing over here, but they have one of the lanes blocked off, some kind of construction of some sort. This road was under construction for like, I don't know, 10 years or something. It's finally done, and they're doing some kind of work today, but this isn't normal. Maybe they're painting lines or something. But we're still moving right along, so that's good. And I live kind of out in the country, as you can tell from riding along with me. And I am headed south, and southern New Hampshire is a lot more built up with businesses, and population is a lot higher in southern New Hampshire, but the population is coming to New Hampshire. People are finding our state, and builders are trying to build here. And, it's kind of hard because we have a lot of wetlands in New Hampshire. And through the years, the wetlands have been protected. Like, it's been ordinances. You can't build too close to wetlands. You can't fill in the wetlands and all that stuff. And we have some new laws that are coming that are like breaking down some of these ordinances so that builders can come in and build more like apartment buildings. And they call it affordable housing, but from the sounds of it, I couldn't afford it. I'm still paying on my own house, which is less than I would be paying if I bought a new house right now, obviously. But I couldn't buy a new house right now. I wouldn't even be able to afford it. And it's kind of sad for the young people. They Up in New Hampshire, the median price for a house is about 500,000. So, I always heard that you should make about half, like your income should be half of your mortgage price. So, say 500,000, you should be making 250,000 a year. That's a lot. Most people don't make that. They say the average for our town is about 95,000 for the family. So that would mean you could afford a $200,000 house. But they're saying the mid range is 500,000. 200,000 would not even be the price of a lot to build a house on. So I don't know. The housing crisis is not going to be solved because the builders are coming in and they want to charge like $3,000 a month for an apartment. So that the young people can't afford that either. So we are in a housing crisis. We're in a economic crisis. We are going to be in a homeless crisis pretty soon. We're in an educational crisis. We're in a inflation crisis. It's ridiculous. So I think that, you know, for me, I'm just taking it one day at a time, and I'm praying a lot. I'm praying for my family. I have children that moved to Georgia, and they actually rent, I think, right now, but their rent is so much more reasonable. But it's hard for them to find jobs. My one daughter's a nurse, so she's all set. She'll be able to find a job anywhere. But it took her a lot of work, and she had to work really, really hard for that. So she's kind of in a holding pattern right now, just working, enjoying her family, and she's in a pretty good place right now. Same with my daughter. Yeah. And so nursing is a good field, but it's not for everyone. I wasn't really that into it. I always said I wanted to be a nurse or a teacher. Of course, I had all my children, so I could have probably been a nurse after all the medical stuff I've been through. But it wasn't something I felt I could do every day, all day long. It's a hard job. and I like teaching. I'm not really that into I guess my problem is I feel too much for the patient. Like, I don't like to see people in pain. I don't like to see people hurt. It just, it hurt it I just don't respond well to it. So, I'd rather teach people when they feel good. It takes a special person to be a nurse, that is true. Now, my oldest daughter, she's not a nurse, but she's pretty good with helping people, but it's harder when it's her own kids, I found. She's good with everybody else, but when it's her own kids, it's really hard. So maybe she takes after me in that way. But yeah, the economy is a disaster, but somehow I'm making it. I think the God is with me. He's helping me every step of the way. But, some of my kids, they have moved out real quick and then they find out I can't live on my own. I gotta have a roommate, or I'll move in with my sibling or something like that. Like they want to move away from mom and dad because they want to grow up, but then it's really hard to just live on your own. So, yeah, it's really a lot. So I always say you have to think outside the box, try to figure out how to make it in a different way other than just going to your nearby apartment building and getting an apartment because that's just really expensive. And so, yeah, we got a good deal on our house, but it's been a little bit of a struggle because we had so many kids and we have always, been paying for this or paying for that. So, yeah, it's a hard economy. At this point in my life, I thought I would be, smooth sailing because now I can work. We can, don't have as many kids to have to pay for stuff. But then the economy is ridiculous. So you need to make a lot of money just to survive. So that's where we're at right now. But I'm driving to school and I am for also tutor. So I have a tutoring student. And my idea was that I could do a tutoring business, and that could be, I call it maybe a retirement program because you could do that even when you're older. You could, tutor from home. You don't have to drive. It'd be nice not to have to spend all the money in gas. But we'll see what happens. Right now, I'm teaching and I have a tutoring student, and I would like to open it up for more tutoring students, maybe a couple more for the summer. But it's not like I want, 100 students. I just want like two or three, maybe up to five tutoring students. That would be nice. And then you just tutor the same people. Right now, I'm tutoring one student intermediate math and getting the student ready for algebra. And that is kind of like my sweet spot. I like general math and teaching algebra 1. Those are my favorites. And I really like having the same students. Like I've had the same students, some of them since 5th grade. So this is their 4th year. And they're, let's see, 5th grade, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Yeah. So the 8th graders I've had for 4 years now. And they're going to be ready for algebra. Like they're doing really good. So they're in a good place. They're a pretty good class anyway. They're good workers. They do their work for the most part. They do their homework. They're right on track. So things are going well with that. So that's kind of what I enjoy doing. So anyway, thank you so much for coming to this video. I'm kind of going on and on and on. I did put up a video of the baking class that we had at our school. We have one of the teachers, she teaches 2nd grade. She's also a Food Network star. Her name is Amy, and she was in the it was a cookie baking challenge. She actually won one season, and then she came back for a Christmas baking challenge. And she didn't win, but she's an amazing cookie maker. And so she is at our school. She teaches second grade, and she is also our vice principal. And she helps with, we call it enrichment for the high school kids. And she's done different types of things. And she decided to do this baking bread activity, and it was really fun. The kids had a great time. They made bread throughout the day. They started out by mixing it up. They kneaded their own bread. They kind of went in and out of the classrooms and, did the next step. Then they baked it. And then they were going to give one to the local food pantry. And then they kept one. And I had a taste, and it was very good. So I have a video about that. If you could watch that, I'd appreciate it. And thank you for coming to this video today. And I hope you guys have a great day. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. The bread was great. Yeah, it smelled really good. It was very good. And the kids did a wonderful job. Like, they cooperated really well, and it was a really good experience. All right, thank you so much. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.